This week, we're discussing procurement. We're discussing issues like bids and tenders. For you who's doing business, Uganda seems to be set on a future now that is going to require being serious and knowing things about contracts and how to do bids going forward in order to make money. So tonight we're going to have some educational session. If you have a pen and paper, please pay attention in just a moment. Welcome back. And my guest tonight is Mr. Patrick Kagaba, who is the chairman for the Institute of Procurement Professionals of Uganda. I want to get it right.
Right.
And is a procurement specialist. The right man for this discussion. Let's start with Patrick this evening. A simple question. What is a tender and then what is a bid? Let's understand those two issues.
First of all, thank you, Sam, for inviting me here. A tender is an opportunity that is announced out there for people to respond to.
The government says come.
Yeah, government says come. Then a bid is a submission the private sector out there brings in response to the tender opportunity.
Okay.
Yes.
So bid is an answer to a tender.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Quickly, tenders or rather bids have rules. Take us through, first of all, the do's, things I must do to successfully bid for a project.
First of all, this is what we always tell people. You must be tender ready.
Okay.
And to be tender ready, we're asking you, do you have a registered company? Because government in most cases want to deal with registered companies.
Registered company.
If you do you make your regular tax returns? Because at time T, we're going to ask for the tax clearance certificate. Then we are going to ask you, are you pre-qualified with any government entity?
Okay.
Because there are some tenders which are not advertised. We have thresholds like 200 million shillings where you need to pick from a list of pre-qualified firms. If you are not on an entity, also PPD has the register of providers. Are you pre-qualified? Are you on that register of providers? For me, a procurement person, to pick you from there.
Okay.
So those are the things, some of the things that we say you must be tender ready. Then, do you have audited accounts?
Yeah, audited accounts.
So normally those are what they call preliminary eligible requirements. Do you have audited accounts? For example, we want to know your financial strength over 2, 3, 4 years. Are they there? So basically, those are some of the things that we think they can help you to be tender ready. Okay.
Those seems to be in the government realm. Do private sector tenderers, so to speak, also require this? What's your experience?
You know, private sector also want to deal with firms, and if they do, you must be registered.
Of course.
Private sector may not go about your tax compliance, but I know they may also want to know whether you also have audited accounts to see your strength. So private sector, basically, they may not be that stringent as government, but they also want to know that the bidder or the person or the firm they are dealing with has the capacity when he's awarded the tender to do the work, has the financial muscle, has the technical muscle.
Okay,
yes.
Very good. Now the don'ts. We have done the do's in summary. What are the things I should avoid if I am bidding?
The first thing I think you should avoid is to neglect anything.
Okay.
We had a teacher in SMARC, we used to call him NN, neglect nothing, Brother Martin. Okay. It means that you have flown enough times, but even on a frequent flyer, they always advise you that please listen to the safety announcements. So neglect nothing. Read that bid from cover to cover.
Don't be comfortable.
Don't be very comfortable. And two, don't take a lot of your time lobbying. Come, I know Mr. Patrick, I know Mr. John, I know Mr. Paul, I know so.
I thought that's the way things work.
No, they don't work like that. Because on the evaluation criteria, we do not have any measure of whom do you know.
Okay,
so take a lot of time on your tender. Another don't is don't forge.
Okay, of course. Yeah.
Don't forge your experience if you don't have it, because it shall catch you. Don't forge your financial statements because it shall get you. Don't forge the bid security because it shall get you. Don't forge your performance security, we shall get you.
How do you get me?
There are many ways. First of all, in government,
Yeah.
when you ask for bid security and you furnish us with one, The first things, immediately after opening the bids, we write to the banks, the issuing banks. Please confirm whether the attached bid was issued by you. We do that, and we get you. Tax clearance certificate, if you have one, we write to URA. In case you're suspicious, please, are you the one who issued this one out? Yeah, or NASA Road. They say yes or no. Manufacturer's authorization. We write the manufacturer, are you the one who has authorized this person to do XYZ? So at time T, we get you. So please don't do that.
Okay.
So take a lot of your time in assembling a bid.
Very good. It says, don't look for a kill. You told me earlier. What does that mean?
When someone knows that he's going to bid with government, he said, this is my time to make a lot of money. Oh, Minister of Finance, I think there's a lot of money. So you look at your costs, it's maybe 2 billion, you ask for 10 billion. Now, you are trying to make a kill now. Many reasons. One, government may have money, but each money is allocated to do a different job. Two, it's competitive tendering. Be competitive that while you are trying to make a kill, some other bidders are trying to get a margin of 10, 15%, which they think is enough for them. So you make a kill, you kill yourself.
In other words, don't make a kill, don't be greedy.
Don't be greedy. Yes.
Very good. Just a slight comparison there. Government procurement, does government procurement have added requirements specific?
Yes, we do. As I talked earlier, there is an added requirement of due diligence. It has become a requirement, a serious one, arising out of Katosi. We got any document you send to us, we must write to ensure that it is genuine.
It is authentic.
Be the expertise, be the works done before, be the documents that you give us. Two, we even go ahead to find out if you say I've deployed the solution X in company Y in a given country. We write there. Where need be, we fly there and find out that. So there's that, we always do that. And also three, the level of another difference. In government, we don't talk of brand names. You will not see a bid coming out saying want to buy an Isuzu pickup, good as it may be, because that's brand. But in private sector, you say, I want an Isuzu. The reason we do that, we're supposed to encourage competition. By mentioning a brand, then you are disadvantaging other investors in your government. So those are some of the things that we do.
Very good. Now, private sector says, okay, I'm going to work on what Patrick has said. Where do I find bids, tenders? These are business opportunities. Where do I find tenders? Normally, you know. Where do I look if I want opportunities to bid? Well,
for starters, there are some days a business person, someone wants government bids. You know that on Tuesday, you go to Data Monitor, the tenders, you go to their tenders there, opportunities. On Thursday, you go to New Vision, you'll find them there. Have time to scroll through ministries. In their website, you see tender page.
Websites.
Yeah, they are there. You go to PPDA, Government Procurement Portal, GPP. There are always opportunities that are advertised, and that always, so please, they are there, and look for them. Now, we have a challenge that you must deploy a dedicated person to do that. So he knows on Tuesday I'll be in Monitor to look for them and summarize for your boss. On Thursday I'll be there. But even other days you can say like Observer. On Wednesday they can run tenders. On Friday they run tenders. The East African, when it comes out on Saturday, it has always tenders. So please go there. If you're at high level, the economists, you find their tenders. They're also there. So the opportunities are there, and there are many.
Okay, very good. You come from the Institute of Procurement Professionals, and you carry out some training, and people are listening and saying, hey, how does he know all these things? What kind of training or what kind of skills do you impart as an institute?
Well, there are categories of people we train. First of all, our members, the procurement cadre, we impart them skills of the entire procurement cycle, from initiation to contract management. It can be assembling a tender bid, it can be evaluation, it can be contract monitoring. We even go ahead to train them on soft skills, like negotiations. Negotiation is very key on big tenders. Yeah, soft skills. Then also stakeholder engagement and management. because you have so many stakeholders, you deal with the accounting officer, who is you can call him a PS, executive director, you deal with contracts committee members, you deal with solicitor general clearing your contracts. So all these deal with the bidders, you get my point, you deal with different stakeholders. So stakeholder engagement is always key if you have to have a smooth operation. Now, other categories, the business community there.
Yes.
We have had demand-driven training whereby a firm says, you people come and help me, my team, on how to prepare a compliant and responsive bid in government. So we have also had some private companies calling the IPPU and we always go along and do this.
You talked about negotiation and people want to get a sneak peek. So they come to you.
Yes.
Negotiation, what are some things if I come to learn negotiation that you will teach me?
The first thing is that pre-negotiation sessions, what do you need to know? First of all, you must have information and knowledge. Homework. You have a bid. Someone is charging XYZ. Someone wants to deploy people. By the negotiations, not only, for us in government, you come to price last. You first assure yourself with other things. You want to deploy. How soon will you deploy?
Okay.
How soon can you be on site? You get my point? Payment. What's the payment schedule? Advance payment, interim payments, what happens? For works, defect liability period is very key. After contract, you have done your contract. For how long will I hold some money? For how many months? Depending on 12 months to 6 months. Before I am sure that there are no defects and I can give you the 10%. So those ones are also very important. Then also skill. Another thing that we talk about negotiations is that how do you impart knowledge to our staff? You have come, it's a high-level project, maybe the first and its kind is Simba Dam. Now, when you go after, we have a Simba Dam, we are trying to have a negotiation to see how are you going to build the capacity of the locals, so that when you go, the locals have that capacity.
Is negotiation a talent? So from your experience?
Yeah, negotiation, the talent is there. But also there is, you can also acquire it.
Knowledge.
The knowledge, because you may have a talent, but you don't know that people in Asia, this is what they want, this is what they don't want. There are those who say, take it or leave it. Then you also have to look at the power. You get my point? In procurement, we have what called the Kaljik model. Kaljik model is when somebody assesses your strength versus your strength. For example, if I'm negotiating with a big company, if Uganda wants to buy 50 vehicles from Toyota Japan, why you look at Toyota as strategic? Kaljik model tells us that Toyota looks at you as a nuisance. Because 50 vehicles, that is nothing. Red Cross will order 2 million vehicles at a go. So you know you are going from a weaker point. How are you going to negotiate with that person? You cannot start saying take it or leave it. You don't do that if you're a weaker point. So some skills are there.
Patrick, thank you so much. And I was looking at the time now. Yet you were exciting me with those things you just said.
Yeah.
Viewers, if you want to get trained about negotiation and other things procurement, go to Patrick with the Institute of Professional Procurement Professionals of Uganda, and you hear more. Thank you very much, Patrick. And what can I say? Time doesn't allow us always to thresh these issues. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on The Link.